ॐ गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम्। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करल्लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम्। अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैर्वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अध्याय 13 श्लोक 16। अविभक्तं च भूतेषु विभक्तमिव च स्थितम् भूतभर्तृ च तज्ज्ञेयम् ग्रसिष्णुप्रभविष्णु च। In these shlokas, Bhagavan is describing the Jnaya. He started by saying Jnayam yattat pravakshyami in Shloka 12. ज्ञेय Jnatum arham jneyam, the one that should be known, the one that is worth knowing is called jneya. Paramatma is worth knowing because the knowledge of Paramatma is the way to Parama Purushartha. As it is said in Brahmanandavalli of Taittiriya Upanishad, Brahma vidapnoti param, the knower of Brahman attains the param, the ultimate, the Parama Purushartha, which is nothing other than moksha. Therefore, Brahman is called Jneya. Starting from Shloka 12, Bhagavan is describing the Jneya. And he started by introducing the Jneya as the Brahman, Anadimat Param Brahma. What is Brahman? The discussion is going on. Brahman is Sarvavyapi, all pervasive. It is the consciousness, Atma. Brahman is the Atma. Now, there are certain philosophers, according to them, there are many Atmas. As many individuals, so many Atmas. Each Atma is distinct. They are called Anekatmavadinaha. According to them, there are many Atmas. Every individual is one Atma. For example, Vaisheshikas. The Vaisheshika philosophers, according to them, there are many Atmas. Likewise, Nayayikas, Sankhyas, Yogas, all of them accept in many Atma. Anekatmavadinaha. In this shloka, Purvardha, in the first half of this shloka, Bhagavan refutes Anekatmavada. There are not many Atmas. Atma is only one. One indivisible Atma. Avibhaktam. The Atma is Brahman and it is avibhaktam. It is not divided. One indivisible self. Yet it appears to be divided on account of the upadhis. Bhuteshu vibhaktamiva cha sthitam. Bhuteshu, in various upadhis, on account of the upadhis, vibhaktam iva, it is as though divided, as though many, just like one space appears to be divided by various upadhis like room, pot, etc. Essentially, the space is one, yet it seems to be divided, seems to be many. Therefore, essentially, Atma is one, consciousness is one, but appears to be many on account of the upadhis. The apparent manifoldness of Atma is on account of the upadhis. In the second half, Bhagavan describes the Brahman as Jagat Karanam. In the first half, Brahman is described as the Atma of everyone, the self of everyone. In the second half, the same Brahman is described as Jagat Karanam, the cause of the universe. When the Shastra discusses the cause of the universe, it does not stop by saying it is responsible for creation. The Shastra does not stop with the Srishti. Instead, the Vedanta Shastra says Brahman is responsible for Srishti, Sthiti as well as Laya. Taittiriyopanishad, Bhriguvalli describes Brahman यतो वा इमानि भूतानि जायन्ते येन जातानि जीवन्ति यत् प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्ति तद् ब्रह्मा, from which all the bhutas, all the objects are born, all the upadhis are born, yena jatani jivanti, in which all that is born is sustained, yat prayantyabhisamvishanti, and into which everything resolves during pralaya, is Brahman. This is how Brahman is introduced to begin with. One who is responsible for Srishti, Sthiti and Pralaya. The same idea is conveyed here. Tadjneyam, the Jneya, which is under discussion. First of all, it is Prabhavishnu. It is responsible for Srishti. It is responsible for Prabhava. Srishti Karana. Likewise, Bhuta Bhartru. It is the supporter of all the beings, sustainer of all the beings during sthiti. Bhuta Bhartru implies it is sthiti karana. It is responsible for sustenance of the universe. And Grasishnucha, also it is Grasishnu. It is responsible for Pralaya. The word Grasishnu literally means it swallows up everything into itself, meaning it is responsible for pralaya also. Shloka 17. Jyotishamapi tajyotihi tamasah paramuchyate jnanam jneyam jnanagamyam हृदि सर्वस्य विष्ठितम्. हृदि सर्वस्य विष्ठितम्. There is another reading, Hridi Sarvasya Dhishtitam. Some people may have that reading, Hridi Sarvasya Dhishtitam. Jyotishamapi tajyotihi. Brahman is the self-effulgent consciousness, Chaitanya Swarupa. Chaitanya is described as a Jyotisham Jyoti, the light of all lights. Generally, the word light refers to the physical light, the bhautika jyoti, the physical light. The physical light illumines the external objects. It is an illuminer. Therefore, in Vedanta Shastra, when we say light, Jyotihi, it means illuminer. Anything that illumines, anything that makes an object evident is called Jyotihi, light, Jyotihi or Prakashaha. The physical light is called Jyotihi because it illumines the external objects, table, etc. Now, this physical light itself is not enough to illumine the object. If we do not have our eyes, any amount of physical light is a waste, redundant. Suppose nobody has eyes in the world, nobody has eyesight, then the physical light will be of no use. Because even the physical light is illumined by our eyesight. Without eyesight, even the light is not evident. Therefore, our eyes are light of the physical light. Jyoti of the physical light. Illuminer of the physical light. Therefore, we can call it light 2. The physical light is light 1 Our eyesight is a light too. Now, if you analyze further, even our eyesight itself is not enough. Even the eyesight has to be illumined by something else. It is our mind. If somebody does not have mind, or his mind is not working, even if eyes are wide open, he won't be able to see anything. Therefore, the eyesight is illumined by the mind. The mind has to illumine the eyesight. The mind has to know the functions of the eyes. Only then the presence of eyes and the presence of the eyesight serves its purpose. Therefore, our mind is a light 3. The physical light is a light 1. Eyesight is a light 2, which illumines the physical light. And the mind is a light 3, which illumines the eyesight as well. But even our mind is not enough. Even the mind has to be illumined by something else. It is the Atma, the Sakshi, the Chaitanya. Only when the Atma illumines the mind, the functions of the mind become evident. All cognitions in the mind become evident. Therefore, Atma is the ultimate light, which illumines all other lights. Therefore, it is called Jyotisham api Jyotihi, light of all other lights. Anything that is known in the world is known because of the consciousness. Anything that becomes evident in the world becomes evident because of the consciousness. Therefore, Atma is Jyotisham Jyotihi. Tamasah param uchyate. Another description of the Atma, tamasah param. The Atma transcends tamas. Tamas is the samsara karana, which is called avidya or maya. Brahman transcends maya. Brahman is not affected by maya because Maya is mithya. Maya is unreal. Mithya. Whereas Brahman is Satya. Brahma Satyam. Whereas Maya is Mithya. Therefore, Maya is a lesser reality compared to Brahman. Like the mirage water. The mirage water does not affect the desert because the mirage water is a lesser reality compared to the desert. Likewise, Maya is a lesser reality. And so are the effects of Maya. Therefore, Maya as well as its effects do not affect Brahman. Therefore, tamasah param. Brahman transcends tamas. Brahman transcends Maya. Therefore, Brahman is asamsari, free from samsara. Free from all the problems caused by samsara. Like sorrow, dukkha. Brahman cannot be touched by dukkha. The mind is affected by dukkha. But the Brahman, the Atma, is never affected by dukkha. That is why when we feel we are dukkhi, aham dukkhi, it is only because of ajnana. It is only because of ignorance. In reality, dukkha never touches me. Sorrow never touches me. It is like a child looks into a mirror image, and the mirror is dirty. There is some dust in the mirror. Therefore, the mirror image looks dirty. Then the child thinks its own face is dirty. But the child's face is not dirty, it is clean. But since the mirror is dirty, the child feels, the child identifies the impurity with itself. That is why the child says, I am dirty. My face is dirty. It is ignorance. Likewise, we identify with the mind on account of ajnana. The mind has dukkha. Dukkha is a vritti in the mind. Dukkha is a function in the mind, a modification in the mind. We identify with it and say, Aham Dukkhi. I am sad. I have sorrow. The Brahman is always free from sorrow, always free from punya and papa, always free from limitations, always free from doership and enjoyership. It is never involved in any action. Therefore, it is not the doer of any action. Likewise, it is not affected by the result of any action as well. Therefore, I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, I am limited. All these are because of ajnana, because of ignorance. Our true self is never limited, never confined to the body, never born, and it is never going to die also. It is always mukta, always free from samsara. Nitya mukta swarupaha. Atma is nitya mukta swarupaha. The Atma is ever free. Jnanam. The Atma alone is a jnana. The consciousness. Even when we know any object, the knowledge happens only by the blessing of the consciousness of the Atma. The Vedanta discusses the process of knowing any object. For example, let's say there is a pot in front of me. When I come across the pot, a modification arises in my mind corresponding to the pot. It is called ghatakara vritti, a modification in my mind, and it corresponds to the pot. It captures the picture of the pot. Such a modification is called ghatakara vritti. Vritti is a modification in the mind, a thought in the mind, and the thought corresponds to the pot. This ghatakara vritti is pervaded by a reflection of the consciousness, which is called chidabhasa, reflected consciousness. The chidabhasa, the reflected consciousness in the ghatakara vritti, is responsible for illumining the pot. This is the process of any cognition. We have taken pot as an example. In any cognition, this is the process. There is a thought modification corresponding to a given object, and it is illumined by the reflected consciousness, chidabhasa. Therefore, in the form of the chidabhasa, in the form of the reflection in the vritti, in the thought modification, the same Brahman is jnana, any cognition, any knowledge. Therefore, Brahman is called jnanam. The knowledge of any specific object is also the same Brahman. Jneyam. Brahman is a jneya. Here, the word jneya has another implication. Jneya means the object of any knowledge. The subject matter of any knowledge is a jneya. Often we think we are knowing various objects like pot, table, etc. But in reality, the pot, table by themselves, any object like pot, table, etc., they are not objects of knowledge, because they are jada, they are insentient. If something is insentient, that means it is not covered by ajnana, because ajnana can never cover any jada vastu. This is a special law in Vedanta. In Vedanta Shastra, we study this law, this rule. The rule is ajnana does not hide a jada vastu, an insentient object. What is hidden is only a sentient object, means consciousness. Only Chaitanya is hidden by ajnana. The avarana happens only with respect to Chaitanya. Therefore, even when people think the pot is unknown, what is really unknown is not pot. Instead, it is the consciousness that is present in the pot. The Chaitanya which is present in the pot is veiled by ajnana, hidden by ajnana. Therefore, what the knowledge does, the knowledge removes the ajnana which was veiling the consciousness present in the pot, which was veiling the Chaitanya present in the pot. Therefore, in any knowledge, what is jnaya, what is really the subject matter of knowledge, what is really revealed by any knowledge, is nothing but the consciousness. Therefore, the only jnaya of any knowledge is the Chaitanya, which is Brahman. This is a discussion in Vedanta, a little intricate. That is why I don't expect everyone to understand it now. But that is the description given by Madhusudana Saraswati. That is why I hinted at it. We can give a simpler interpretation. so that people will not have confusion. Jneyam means any object of knowledge. Object of any knowledge, pot, table, etc. The pot, table, etc., they are also essentially Brahman. Because any object is nothing but a name and a form projected on Brahman. As it is beautifully stated in Dridrishya Viveka, Srishtirnama Brahmarupe Satchidananda Vastuni Jale Phenadivat Sarva Namarupa Prasarana. Srishti is nothing but projection of Namarupa on the Brahman, which is Satchidananda. Therefore, any object is essentially Brahman. Therefore, any Jnaya, anything that we know through any knowledge, is also essentially Brahman alone. Jneyam is Brahman. Jnana is also Brahman. Jneya is also Brahman. By stating this, Bhagavan is conveying that the duality in the form of Jnana and Jneya is not real. The duality is in the form of Jnatra, Jnana and Jneya. Knower, known and knowledge. It is called Triputi, the threefold duality, threefold division. I am the knower, then there is an object of knowledge, then there is the knowledge, the process of knowing. All these three are essentially Brahman. It implies that the duality is not real. The duality in the form of Jnatra, Jnana and Jneya are kalpita, projected by Maya. Essentially, there is only Brahman. Only Brahman is real. Jnanagamyam. Brahman is a Jnanagamya, the one who has to be attained through Jnana, through Atma Jnana. The only way to attain Brahman is Atma Jnana, self-knowledge. Not karmagamya, but jnanagamya. Certain things can be attained through karma. For example, if I have to reach Delhi, I have to do some karma. Either I have to walk to Delhi, or I have to take a flight, or take a train. I have to travel. I can reach Delhi by traveling. Traveling is a karma. Therefore, Delhi is karmagamya. Unlike Delhi, unlike Swarga, even Swarga is karmagamya. If we have to reach Swarga, we have to do some special type of karma. Then after death, we can travel to Swarga. But it is not so with the Brahman. Because Brahman is not away from us in terms of space or in terms of time. Since Brahman is our own Atma, Brahman is now and here. What causes the distance between us and Brahman? The only factor that causes the distance is avidya, ignorance. And the avidya can be destroyed only by means of jnana, knowledge. Therefore, Brahman is attained by jnana. Jnanena gamya. One can attain Brahman through jnana. Hridi sarvasya vishthitam. Why jnanagamya? The reason is given. Because it is not distant from us. Sarvasya hridi vishthitam. It is present in all our hearts, in all our mind, as the Atma, as the consciousness which illumines the mind, illumines the senses. Therefore, it is our own self, not away from us at any point of time. Therefore, Brahman is Nitya Prapta, ever with us. Only on account of ignorance, we think Brahman is away from us. Therefore, the jnana is the only way to attain the Brahman. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi.